What's going on, everybody? Happy Free Comic Book Day slash Comics Giveaway Day. Hope you had an awesome one if you were able to get out there. So I got to tell this story before I get to anything else. So Sean had found out a little while ago, hey man, I'm going to be off for not only last weekend, but this coming weekend. And I was like, hey, that's Free Comic Book Day. He goes, cool. So we'll be able to go to Free Comic Book Day, come back, do the live, and show off the books and stuff we got. So we had this whole big plan. Last night, I don't know what time exactly, Jenna goes outside, and it's been raining here a lot. It hasn't today, of course. It's all dry now, but it was sprinkling, raining off and on for a couple of days. And she fell down the step. Not all the way down the steps, but she fell. And we were sitting inside and we heard it. Like, it was hard. So I get up and I go out there and I'm like, babe, for one, you can't be wearing slippery shoes because you're you and you trip over stuff that's not there to begin with. So I help her up, bring her inside. She's like, I'm so sore. She goes, I'm not going to be able to walk. I'm going to just have to sit in the car. I was like, all right. I was like, you don't have to go. She goes, no, I want to go, but I can't, I'm going to have to stay in the car. I said, okay. So I decide, and we'll talk about this when I get to stuff I watched. I decide I'm going to watch a movie. And partway through that movie, it's about 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. Sean gets a call. And I hear a voice on the other end of that call say, hey man, need you to do me a favor. And my first thought was, he's about to be called into work. And kind of exactly what happened. A dude, I guess, needed the day off to go visit his dad or something like that. And Sean, being the nice dude he is, was just like, okay. So now, a lot of people might think, well, that's not a problem. There's still you. Folks, I get lost walking out of my office. My wife is a much better driver than I am. I can't navigate for crap. So I thought to myself, instead of dragging her around and doing anything, we're just not going to do it this year. Okay? So I ended up staying, because this was a 2-part movie I was watching. I ended up staying up till 7, 8 o'clock this morning watching these 2 movies. I go to sleep. I wake up to my monster badass of a wife just telling me, get up, get dressed, get the dog fixed. We're going to the comic shop. I said, are you sure? She goes, we're going. I'll walk through the pain. I don't care. We're going. I want to go get some books too. I said, okay. So we get to the comic book shop, and while they don't have a donation thing or anything like that, theirs was 4 books a person. So Jenna grabbed 4 books. I grabbed 4 books, and we also bought some books. So that's Space City Comics. I'll find the link or something. So if you ever want to check them out, if you're in the Huffman area in Texas, not even the Huffman area, scratch that part. That's just where I'm living now. It's out there for everyone anyway. But this shop is amazing. I love this shop. It's 35-minute drive away from where we're at. But yeah, so because of my wife being a badass and wanting comics as well, she braved it. She was, at first she was going to drive us there. I was going to go in. And she was like, nope, I'm going into it. And I'm glad she did. Because if it would have just been me, we would have only been able to get 4 books instead of the 8 that we got.
Oh, so since we'd only been there one time before, he still recognized us almost right away.
Yeah, he read the guy at the counter, Michael, I want to say his name was.
I think so.
Great guy. Recognized us right away. Like I said, we bought a couple of books. We're going to show those off here in a little bit once I do all my other things I need to do. Wake up! I am the generator. That's what Nope said. And yes, Sean, I did, and I can't wait to show those off. Excuse me, real quick. I'm gonna be posting some Kickstarter links and stuff a little bit later in the show. There's a couple Kickstarters that are still going on. Some are very close to being funded. Some literally just funded today, which was awesome. But they still have the janitor.
What?
Ed said, "You mean the janitor?"
Hey, fuck you.
But I want to talk about this real quick. It's the Ben 10 exclusive cover from the EXP by Jay Fosgit. We got a cover A. We got a vegan or virgin, however you want to say it, cover.
Oh, and don't forget, if you donate to your favorite charity and do hashtag Ben10EXP with it, they're going to name the dogs.
That's right. They're going to name the dogs. Okay. Forgot all about that. We got
Really
this one. This is the line art. And then we got a virgin line art. So, yeah, be sure you check that out. The book should be showing up on our EXP shows very soon. But again, this is a pre-order, still has 4 days before it actually comes out. So check that out, or just check out the experience, which was it this one? No, there we go. Just check out the experience and watch the shows and order from there. Okay.
Maybe the hot water will help my bones stop shooting pain.
Yes. But yeah, just needless to say, my wife's a badass. My wife is the best.
What did I do this time?
You didn't have to do this today.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't have to. But thank God she's also a comic book fan, so that kind of worked out in my favor.
So that's why I had to do it. I wanted the books. This was selfish. This was selfish.
She's still a badass, y'all. And Sean, try to have a good night at work, man. I love you too. So, with that being said, now that I've kind of spoiled the fact that Sean is not here and you see him in the chat, he had to work, let me bring on the other guys before they get too bored sitting back there. I'm going to do this in a different order this time. I'm going to bring on Nope first. Shock surprise. Then I'm going to bring in Ed. What's up, guys? How we doing, man?
Happy Free Comic Book Day!
Awesome.
Yeah, happy Free Comic Book Day. What he said.
And comics giveaway day.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be showing off some of the stuff we picked up. Not only free comic book day giveaway, but some stuff I got in the mail. I use a shop app. The shop app, like, you connect it to like your email and stuff, and anytime you order something, it sends the tracking information directly into that to track your packages. I had gotten a $20 credit, and I went to Bad Bug Media or Bad Bug Midnight, one of the sites, and I got a copy of Bobby Joe #3 for $2. So I got that in, and I'll show off that cover because I didn't get my normal. I'm a cover or a logo cover kind of person.
Yeah.
It takes kind of a special, like really, really special cover for me to be like, you know what, I'm going to go outside of that and grab this one. So I'm going to be showing that off as well. So have y'all been able to watch anything? I know Nope said he watched some horror movie recently.
Watched Good Boy. Watched Good Boy the other day, and that was pretty good. It was, yeah, I think I didn't watch the end credits. It looked like there was more to it, so I think I need to go back and watch that part, because I think, you know how the screen usually takes over, like, you should check this out next. You know, it did one of those numbers, and I think she hit the button and went to the other app, and I go, oh, okay, I guess we're done watching that. Fine. So, and then we watched Project Hail Mary too, which good.
I've been hearing good things about it.
Yeah, it's a real good one. it's just as good as The Martian as far as the story goes.
And I really
You know,
like The Martian.
being from that. Well, it's from that same author,
Mm.
Andy Weir. So it's a really good story.
Nice. How about you, Ed? You get to watch anything recently?
Nothing new, but I've been kicking it old school. I've been watching a boatload of the 80s He-Man cartoons, getting me pumped up for the movie.
Yeah.
That was fun. My wife thought I was insane, but I was having a good old time. I was walking. I wasn't walking. I was running around the house. By the power of Christ, God, shut up! You know,
the power.
and then decided to kick it old school today, and we wanted to watch a movie together. So I'm like, "You like Clint Eastwood, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, I got this movie that I loved when I was a kid. It's called Every Which Way But Loose, and it's got a sequel. And I was all pumped. She was bored to death. I mean, she was trying to be a trooper and pretending she liked it. Nah, it's okay. And she's looking at her phone. I'm like, you totally hate this, don't you? It's just not my kind. I'm like, yeah, you totally hate this. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there just laughing my butt off, and she's thinking I have a mental problem, which she's not wrong. You know. But I have an awesome free comic book day story.
Yes.
So as you all know, I couldn't go because I can't walk and I didn't want to get jostled around. So my wife and daughter got together and they went to get me books. They got there a half an hour before they opened because we didn't know when they opened. And they looked at the door, and this guy is so cool. He opened the door and they told them what was going on. They let them in. They were the only ones in the store. They had free reign, of the place. Got to grab every book that they had. And I'm like, that's why you support local comic book shops.
That is awesome.
She told me that, and I was blown away. And I haven't even looked at them yet. I wanted to keep them a surprise, so I don't know what she got. But my stack's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick, so I know she got quite a few.
Very
How badass is that? And that's why I always suggest tip those people. Give them some love.
Yep.
You want to shout out the comic shop's name?
I don't know the name.
Oh, you don't know that?
Not off the top of my head. No.
You're not the one that went, so that's
Yeah, I know where it is, but I don't remember what it's called because it's like a 40-minute drive from here, and that's why I can't go. I can't ride in a car that long yet.
Gotcha.
But they went, and they didn't have to go. I'm like, I can wait. Blah blah blah. No, we're gonna go because she wants to go anyway. My daughter wanted to go because they had a couple of the. What are the books that Jenna likes to read that are online?
Manga?
Anime.
Yeah, but what's that one? Damn it. I knew it this morning.
It's like the Cursed Bus or something.
Yeah, but forget it. It's gone. It's not the title. It's like Wincom or something like that, or it's like the name of a comic thing online, and your wife talks about it all the time.
Webtoon.
Yes,
Webtoon.
that.
Okay,
because she saw there was like 3 Webtoon books, and my daughter's really into that. So, and then they come home with this huge stack and tell me that they got there too early, and I'm like, oh shit, they sat in the parking lot. No, the guy let them in. They had the store to themselves, locked the door behind them, let them do all they wanted, and they came back with a mystery bag full of goodies that I haven't looked at because I wanted to wait.
That's
awesome.
It is. I got a little misty. I'll admit it. I don't cry easy, but except I believe it was Mr. Nope. I watched something else because I think you're the one that said, watch Bridge to Terabithia. It's cool. I could watch them drown that damn Treyu horse or whatever 1,000,000 times before I watch that movie again. You son of a biscuit eater.
Dude, I read that book.
I was almost sobbing. I'm like, I want to kick. I got trolled. That SOB trolled me.
I read that book as a teenager, and I cried with the book. And then later on, when they had the movie, then I watched the movie. I was like, this makes it worse.
I could watch that Atreyu thing 100 times before I ever watched that freaking movie again. It was almost as bad as My Girls.
Oh
I'm like,
God!
nope,
he can't see without his glasses.
Oh my god, dude, that
It's
I
still
was
a
on
good damn movie though.
It's a good movie, yes.
I was on a date when I went to see My Girl, and I didn't know what it was about.
Oh,
It was like a first date too, and I'm like, don't, yeah. When she went in there screaming about his glasses and I was a sobbing mess, but it paid off, and that's all I'm gonna say. But nope. If you, I was like, that some bitch trolled me. He trolled me so bad. He didn't tell me any. Oh yeah, it's a really good, fantasy type. Hey, it's Walt Disney. Yeah,
as
Bambi's
soon as I
mom gets
heard-
shot. Walt Disney.
as soon as I heard the word bridge come out of your mouth, I knew what you were gonna say. And I was like, oh no, no.
If y'all have never seen it and you don't cry, you are evil. You're
Oh,
just evil. I'm like, I'm gonna kill
Oh
him.
man.
He trolled me so bad. I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill him.
such a good
Oh, I forgot that I told you to watch that too.
Oh,
so
I'm sure.
that book,
Yeah. Thanks, no.
that book wrecked me as a kid. It wrecked me as a kid. Reading
Dude, I'm in my 50s and I'm mentally scarred forever from watching that movie. Thank you very much. Nope. And then they build the damn bridge at the end. I'm like, really? I'm going to kill him.
that. Oh God. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to show off. I'm going to do my quote unquote unboxing after we all get through the free comic book day, comic giveaway day books. But I'm going to go ahead and show mine off first. Get this set up here. So, like I said, we walked in. There was a sign that said, 4 per person. But I think I grabbed some good ones. I wanted forever because we've had Daniel Crary on the FOC show a bunch of times. He works with Ignition Press. I was like, there's a book that I need to grab. And I grabbed Minotaur from Ignition Press. Now, this is the cold open. This is kind of like what they're calling their issue zeros, I guess. Now, I guess I can see that from it being a free comic book day, usually on these books, you're going to have a number right there. And when they come off the line, all the books are randomly numerized. So you're not going to get like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next book is 1, 2, 3, 5. It's random numbers. They're like serial numbers, let you know. But another interesting thing that they do, Ignition Press, first of all, I love their logo. Their logo's super dope. And as you can see, this is a comics giveaway day book. As blurry as that is. Something else that they do is when you turn, you're not going to be able to see this really. Turn on the side here. Underneath Edition Press, it tells you the cover artist. That's how all their books are. So, yeah, the cover art, this one is by Mike Dowling. So, super excited to check this out. Have not been able to read any Ignition Press stuff yet. I'm going to save this one for last, though.
That Minotaur book is the one I was looking for the most, so I hope it's in my stack.
Yeah, I didn't come across that anywhere. I stopped at today.
Same. Then Jenna grabbed the Alien Predator Planet of the Apes. Jenna is a huge she likes Predator. She's a huge Alien fan though. She loves Alien. So she grabbed that. Now, this one was a little hard to choose between. There was 2 DC books sitting next to each other. One of them, I pretty much read the stories. So I went ahead and I grabbed the DC Sonic one. The one next to it was DC Next Level that had the Lobo, the Deathstroke, and the Batwoman story. A couple pages of that. Then for as far as what we bought, I had to get this cover of the Machine from Ordained. This is a character that I think Ordained only has 2 issues out. I almost grabbed issue 2 today, but instead I wanted to grab this. This is a character that's going to be showing up in Ordained. It's an issue 0. So I was really excited, and there's something about the dude eating a sandwich. There's just something about this cover that I loved. So I was like, I'm gonna pick this up. So this wasn't a free comic book day book, but this is what we bought a couple of things just to also show some extra support to this shop. Since they're right next to each other. Then Jenna grabbed Nectar #1. So really excited to get this book. Book feels good too. As does the Bad Idea one, the Ordained Machine one. Then Jenna put a book back to grab this book. And it's kind of funny that she did, but this is Gun Honey Doubles Down. It's one Jenna grabbed from Titan.
You get the joke there, right?
Doubles Down?
Double D.
Well, okay, yeah.
They did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah. But if you never read Gun Honey, folks, it's basically 007, like 007 XXX. Then Jenna picked up the Free Comic Book Day Supernatural #1. We are Supernatural fans in this house. Then she got this, and I'm glad she did, because I was interested in grabbing this one as well. Because I hear Kyle talk about this book series all the time. I know it's about to be another comic series and a movie or something. But Dungeon Crawler Carl from Vault. So I know nothing about this universe at all, aside from it's a book series that Kyle loves. And the cat's name is Princess Donut. That's literally all I know about this one. So really excited to tear into this. Hopefully can read them, and next week we'll do a show where we read the Free Comic Book Day books and give our thoughts on it. Jenna also picked up another. Jenna and I have very similar taste when it comes to comics, because I also wanted to get this just to check it out, but she ended up picking it up. Something is Killing the Children, Road to Slaughter from Boom. That's pretty cool. And then, folks, finally, for me, this was the first damn book I picked up as soon as I walked in there.
Look at what's happened to
I'm
me.
walking on air.
I knew it.
Greatest American Hero. I am so freaking pumped to read this book. I hope it's great. You got this, I want to say David Mack cover with a very good likeness of William Catt on it. Yes, it is David Mack cover. Cool. Getting a little better. I'm so pumped to read this book, y'all. So excited. It was the first one I grabbed. First one. I was like, oh, there it is. There it is. I'm grabbing it. So that was our little bitty haul from the comic shop. You know, we bought 2 issues of something, and then we got 8 books total. I'm excited to read every single thing we picked up. So I'm really, really excited to see. We're going to save note for last, just because I am very excited to see what Ed got.
Okay. Now, I haven't looked at these yet. They're upside down, so you're going to see them as I see them. The first one is Mr. Magic, Free Comic Book Day. Cool. Not sure what that's about. Sneak peek at the stunningly illustrated graphic novel. Cool. Next one is Minotaur. Yes, she got it. Cool. Next one is Fort Cycle. This is another one I really wanted by Oni Press. Very cool.
Ooh.
This one is
Ooh, very nice.
Adventures of Superman? I don't remember that being on the list. It says season 3, June 13th, midnight. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I know what that is. That's that new animated show that they have on HBO Max.
Oh, cool.
Jack
It's
Quaid
kinda-
is Superman.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
got like manga style art, but colorized.
The next one, Nice House on the Lake.
Nice.
Comic book day. Next one is another Superman.
Ooh.
And it does not say free comic book day either. But it does say free, and on the back it's got Supergirl movie poster.
Wow.
Cool. Next, oh, I'm cheating on this one because it says Sick Tick on the back.
Mhm.
I know what that one is. Yes! They had pizza taco. I love pizza and taco.
Awesome.
Dig into the entire graphic novel, chapter 1. Oh, great. Now I'm going to be drooling. Oh, cool. School Bus Graveyard. This was another one of my top picks that I wanted. See, most of them that I wanted were the comic book giveaway days. Are you sure you want me to go through all these?
Yes, I do.
Next one. Energon Universe. I haven't read any of those. So this will be something new for me to chew on.
It's got to be a Back to the Future homage cover.
Sure looks like it looks like a DeLorean, kind of, sort of, maybe, kind of. The next one is the future is dash dash dot dot dash dot dash. Cool. Oh, and it's Comics Explosion. They stamped their book, so that's the name of the store, Comic Explosion.
Oh, cool.
The next one is the Zombie Parade. Cool. Cool. Toy Box? Oh, it's Keen Spot. That's the same one that does Monsters.
Mhm.
Cool. I don't know what it is, but I have it. And speaking of monsters, it's the Monsters Free Comic Book Day. Sweet. Looks like she had all of them on my list already, and I still have half a stack to go.
Hell yeah.
Next one, Batman and Robin #1. I don't remember that one on the list either. Yeah, but it's got a #1 right there.
You're number one.
Yeah, but it's got a #1 right there.
Hey, you're number one.
I know. Thank you. Thanks, chum. Yeah, we'll leave it with that. The next one is Finest Batman? DC's Finest Batman Year 2, #1. They must have just had these on the side. I don't remember these on the list at all.
You get year 1 and year 2.
Yeah. Well, I know what the next one is because there's Xenomorphs on the back. The one that Jay already showed. So I'll get to read that one too. That one I didn't have on my list just because there were other ones I wanted first, but I still can't believe they let them in a half hour before they open. That just still blows my mind.
Yeah, that's
Next
awesome.
one is The Amazing Spot. Oh, yes, with Queen Black. Nice. Queen Black. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, I know what this one is. It's orange. Garfield.
Ah,
I have no idea what this one is. Oh, the
British are
coming.
coming.
Yeah. All it says on the back is Rick Atkinson, so they didn't give me any spoilers.
Ooh.
I know what this one is because it says Gun Honey is back. My wife got me a booby book. She's the best.
Ooh.
Ooh, this one has no clues at all. It just says Comics Giveaway Day.
Ooh, Lock and Key.
Lock and Key. Cool, cool. Well, this says Dungeons and Dragons on the back. Now I'm really curious. Oh yeah, He-Man. Nice. God, she's gonna hate me again. I'm gonna be singing the bass.
Very dope.
Last one. Last one. Ooh, the back says Halloween Hauntings. What is it? Oh, that's the name of it. Halloween Hauntings. I don't remember that at all.
Sometimes they put out years past giveaways.
Oh yeah, it says Trick or Read at the top. So it was one that they did earlier.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the end of my stash, but I'm a happy man. I got lots to read.
Yeah, that's a good haul.
Cool.
Yeah. For being free, yeah.
All right. Nope, and you're traversing today. Did Eddie say books for anyone else?
Say that one more time.
Corey said, did Eddie say books for anyone else? Hey, what's up, Corey?
Yeah, no, I didn't get, I don't think as big of a stack as I did before, like last year. So, because the one shop didn't have just a bag waiting for me this time. So, but a lot of repeats here, but a couple that didn't see. Masters of the Universe.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've read, and it's good.
Ooh.
It's got me wanting to watch the show again. Next Level.
Next Level, yep.
Port Psycho. Supernatural.
Cool.
That one's not part of the breeze.
Boy, he went through that one fast.
Oz.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't see that one at all.
What? That was the only one that I didn't show.
I was just joking. I thought maybe it was something I didn't want to show.
Got the Ultimate Oz. No, it's just something that was part of my pull list. Garfield. Greatest American Hero.
Oh, that wasn't in there.
Wow, wow. Monsters. Street Fighter.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Mega Man. Sonic. Avatar. Energon. And that was from 5 different shops.
Damn.
Because it was limited 4, limited 3, and then one of the shops, they were almost cleaned out. So they didn't have anything left over that I didn't already grab somewhere before. And then the first shop, which is Tater Tot Comics. I got The Golden Compass graphic novel.
Oh, cool.
Volume 1 and 2.
Oh.
And then found this
Yes.
XL4.
By the sword.
Volume 1 even.
Hell yeah.
So that was at the first shop. As far as what I got extra. And then I finally got a replacement for my beat up one. Finally.
Oh,
been waiting to see this pop up on one of the shop shelves for the past 3 years, and I finally found one. And then I didn't know, but Volume 2 hardcover came out of Transformers. I supported some shops today.
Good.
Which was Endless Comics and Games.
That's a cool bag.
And got The Future Is. And then collected all my pulls from that shop, which is basically all the other Future Is comics and 6 Gun. And then I got Department of Truth.
Oh, dude, that is
The Complete Conspiracy.
awesome.
Which I'm not sure if this is, it seems like it's an addition. So this is the Wild Fictions case files 1 through 27. Department of Truth 10 and 11. But the cool thing was was at this shop, it was basically you buy one hardcover, you got 2 free.
Oh,
So that was one of the free ones. Another free one. My 3rd volume of
holy
Gundam.
crap.
It's a big one.
Wow. No lie, Corey. Note probably did need a dolly.
And then, oh yeah, you should have seen me scurrying across the driveway with this. Coming home, I was like, oh! And then I got
Die.
hardcover of Die, 1st volume. So,
Wow.
yeah, I was excited about that one. So, then now I can give my aunt and uncle my soft cover trade paperback of Die, and maybe that'll get them into reading comics because D&D.
You mean die like in Bridge of Terabithia, or the die that you roll?
Roll the die.
Oh, damn. That is
You
awesome.
so totally got
What's
me,
up, Lorena?
dude. Hey, Lorena.
What's up, Lorena? That
Well,
is a hardcover? Yeah.
the funny thing is I wasn't necessarily doing it to troll you. It's honestly a good movie, and you can't spoil that. You can't give somebody warning on that.
Oh, you could.
I didn't get a warning.
You couldn't.
No,
You could.
no. You had to feel it like I did, man.
Exactly.
Were you with your woman?
No,
No, you were a kid. You suck.
no, I wasn't. I wasn't a kid. I was an adult.
Oh, okay.
After I had a similar situation in my life, so it hit me harder. So, whatever.
Yeah, so that was the free comic book day.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
It's a big hardcover too.
So none of
Corey.
us got the Sumerian. That sucks.
I
was
didn't
really
even
wanting to know what that was about.
Mm-mm.
I didn't even see it.
Me neither.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. So that was the free comic book day, and random supporting the shops. Yeah, what's up?
The only other thing,
Oh, hold on. Whoop. Come on, there we go.
Big Barda Pop.
Big Bardo. Yeah, the Space City shop we were at.
Oh.
There was an Invincible. There was a. Oh,
Last
you get
thing,
something else?
Last thing, sorry. T-shirt from my normal daily LCS
Nice.
or weekly, should I say?
Nope, breaking the bank today, man. Well done.
Hey, man, I have not been back to the comic book store. They've been shut down for the past
Dude,
2 months.
It's probably a good thing that I can't walk, or I probably would have came out with a hell of a lot more than free stuff too.
If I would have seen a statue that I would have liked, I might have bought it.
So I got
Maybe.
got a couple other things that I ordered that came in the other day. First one I'm gonna show off was one that I've been waiting for because Jay forgot how pre-orders work, folks, and he ordered these covers and then forgot that the last thing that he ordered didn't come out until April 22nd, and they weren't going to ship anything until everything was fulfilled. So I got in my order from Third Eye Comics. I'm gonna pop that link. Third Eye, I believe this is a Baltimore-based show. We've been ordering comics there for a while. That's where we got most of our Absolute stuff from.
Oh, it's a bummer, Lorena.
Oh,
That
that
sucks.
sucks. Watch some of the shows, Lorena.
And even try to go next day. Sometimes they have some leftovers they'll still give you.
Yep.
Yeah. But we ordered all our Absolute stuff from there. In fact, Sean just put in an order for our Absolute Green Arrow foil covers and regular covers.
Henri also said that on his sales shows next week that he was going to have free comic book day packs that he's going to send people that buy stuff. So you can get some there, Lorena.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, because there was some that I missed.
because I love this book, didn't matter to me what print I got. When I got my dork, I want to say this is third print, number 1.
Got my dork.
Yeah, got my dork in my hand on the
Wow.
screen.
She goes from being a champion to a dork. Oh, you weren't talking about Jenna.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm super excited to get this in. I love this story so far. It, the hype thing was great. I'm glad that people hyped it up so much. But for me, it's just a great story so far. So I'm glad I was able to get a number one. I'll probably wait and trade it up.
Did
You
that
need to
come out
set
this
that
week?
somewhere.
No. This was the third print came out.
No, I was talking to Lorena. She just got me excited. Absolute Green Arrow. Was that this week?
The FOC for it was on April 27th. It doesn't come out till I forget. Not off the top of my head now.
Probably June sometime.
I think so. Then, again, y'all, I am a logo cover, A cover most of the time. But when I saw this David Nakayama cover for Superman Spider-Man, I had to grab it. Just Kingdom Come Superman with this Spider-Man. I love the color bleed on it. It's not even really a color bleed because you can see the defined outlines. It's just the blue background with the suits. This is the kind of cover where I'm like, usually I just do the A cover, but I had to grab this DNA cover. So super excited for that one. Now, the last one I got, this is the one I was waiting on. This is the one that took months before I get it in. And again, I'm a simple creature. Spider-Man, Superman logo mashup. I love covers like this. I love logo covers.
I got to have a hat of that shield.
This one?
That's badass.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I have an artist named there's an artist named Chris Foreman. Check out Chris Foreman art on Instagram, y'all. He's terrific. He came to Free Comic Book Day at Miss Jen's shop a couple years ago, and I got him to do a commission for me. I think I've shown it before, and I don't know where it is offhand, but he's used to doing characters and stuff like that. And I was like, "Can you draw me a Superman logo? Can you just draw me the shield? You made me a really badass shield, right?" Then I happened to see him again at Comic Palooza, and then he drew me a Green Lantern Superman mashup kind of thing. So super dope. I'm into the shields and things like that. So the last thing I got in was I use a thing called Shop. It's an app. They sent me a $20 free $20. So I decided I was going to get on Bad Bug Midnight's website. And since I had missed out on a couple issues of Bobby Joe and the Appalachian Alien Apocalypse, I went and got this cover G. Cost me like $2. It's a Scott Wilkie book. You've heard us talk about Scott Wilkie on here before. Periwinkle, Frost. He's got a new one coming out called O'Hare. Just fantastic writing. This book is no different. Super fun, and it's basically feels like a 70s grindhouse kind of movie. Looks like it too when you read through it. So that was all the comic stuff. Now I got just boxes and boxes on this floor right here. Ren Fair. I've never been to a Ren Fair myself, but I'm not enough of a people person to enjoy things like that. It's cool.
You could act like a totally different person.
No, I can't. It's just I love watching the costumes because it's like medieval cosplay. I like that aspect of it. And I get down on a turkey leg,
TMI.
That sounds good.
That's not TMI. That's that's the information you need. Yeah. So that was all the
Six Flags here.
Yeah, that's all the comic stuff. As far as what we picked up, we're gonna talk about some stuff that we read. Hey, what's going on, Triple B?
Hey, Triple B.
Yeah. I did that a lot as a kid. Many houses we moved out of, we had to repaint the walls because, hey, I'm going to throw my shoe over here and just black mark all over the wall. It's just
How
a
many
wall.
tic-tac-toe games did you paint over there, Triple B?
That's right, because I'm a winner.
The kids didn't do it. It was the ghost. Don't blame the kids. Come on.
What's up,
Hey,
Preston?
Preston.
Hey, Preston. Hi,
So-
Preston. Hello, Preston. How you doing, Preston? Hi, guys. Oh,
We got Ed Prime here. All the other Eds are locked away for now. Did y'all get a chance to watch?
They're behind the curtain.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Did y'all get a chance to watch the Resident Evil trailer?
yes.
did.
Looks like a fantastic Christmas movie, man.
Mm.
I love the snow falling and everything. It's awesome. I can't wait.
Okay, it still says it's loading on my side. Can you see
It
the
still
picture?
says loading.
My
But we
goodness.
can see the picture, but it just says loading.
Uh,
But the picture is there. It just says
Okay,
loading
cool.
over top of it.
That's yo. I don't know how I feel about this just yet. Like, I'm not angry like some other people have been apparently about it, but I'm like,
It looked like something else.
yeah, like it didn't look terrible at
The-
all. By any
The
means.
bodies falling on the cars from the apartments was cool, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
And
it
I
didn't
mean,
make sense either. But guess you got to watch it too.
yeah,
Hey, I'm in, and I'm adding it to the Christmas movie list, even though my wife will kill me.
Well, and I guess too, in the Mila Jovovich movies, it really didn't show the point when everybody was changing, you know?
true.
So maybe that's the part of the story that it's covering. The very
Nina
beginning.
Gata Davida, what? What the heck did you say? Ila
Am I buzzing?
Malakovic? Or no, I just didn't understand what the heck
Mila
you said.
Jovovich.
Oh,
Mila
okay.
Jovovich.
All right.
Did I say it all drunk?
No, you got to
No.
remember, I'm deaf, and my earbuds went swimming.
Yes.
It sounded like Nina Gata Davida to me. Oh, dude, now I'm having a trip.
Yeah, like, I don't think
Sounds like Charlie Brown.
I don't think it looks bad by any means. It was so different. I guess it's just so different from what I'm used to seeing with Resident Evil stuff. You know, it almost looks like an A24 movie. A little bit. It's got kind of that feel to it. Like to be completely honest with everyone, I've played the first Resident Evil game, but my favorite is 4. Resident Evil 4 is like my favorite. I still have that from my GameCube, and I got it again for my Xbox. Like Resident
Nemesis.
Evil 4 is my favorite one.
This,
So
that was 3 Nemesis for me.
cool.
I haven't played one since the first one.
I got you. It's just the 4 for me was just I liked the mix of the puzzles and just the story itself. And Leon was like such a badass character.
Now,
So-
was that the first one for the newer systems? PS5, Xbox One, or
No,
PS4? Sorry,
No, Resident dude, I had it
the
on
4.
GameCube. Oh yeah, I had it on
Oh,
GameCube.
was
Like
it?
2 discs. Yeah, 2 discs on GameCube.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing it since then. And then
I
when
never
it
played 4.
oh dude, it's so fun. It's such a fun game. First game I ever beat, went back. I beat it multiple times. Like it's such a fun game, and the story is just I really was upset as a fan how Leon was done in the movies. Because it didn't feel like Leon. It was too short for it to be Leon. Now the animated stuff that they did for Resident Evil, I preferred a lot of those to the movies. So Sticking with the same horror vein, though, and something that definitely looks like I knew right off the bat what it was. Evil Dead Burn.
Another Christmas movie started with snow falling outside the house. I'm so excited.
Dude, this is a teaser trailer to me.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if I hadn't been such a I love that's right, and twice on Sundays. If I hadn't been such an Evil Dead fan, I knew 100% as soon as it started happening. I was like, this is gonna be Evil Dead. This is gonna be Evil Dead, and sure enough, I love them all. I love the original one. I love the second one. Yes, I'm an Army of Darkness fan. I love that one too. I really dug the series that they had for a little while that had Lucy Lawless and Bruce Campbell in it. Thoughts out to Bruce Campbell. You know, hopefully he's taking the steps and doing what he needs to do to help. You know, I know the cancer diagnosis came like kind of out of nowhere, but
that sucks, man. I didn't know anything about that.
I didn't either.
yeah. I love Bruce Campbell. You know, there's something about him.
Bruce Campbell.
His TV shows, like I knew he was an actor, but you know, some actors have that little bit of time. And Rise, yes, Triple B is the one who's like, dude, you got to watch Rise. And Jen and I watched it. It was fantastic. So Triple B, thank you for that one, boss. That one was so good. But there's a time where actors do TV shows for a while. And with Bruce, you had Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., which I love that show, so far ahead of its time. There was Jack of All Trades. He played the King of Thieves in Xena, I think. Xena or Hercules, one of the two. So, again, him being in the Spider-Man movies, basically a different character in all three of those. And then in the fourth, you were going to find out he was Mysterio. I've heard inklings that he's going to cameo or something in this one to tie it together. Even if he doesn't, though, I'm excited to see this. I even like the I don't know if it was really a reboot, but it was the Evil Dead one they did where the person who was like a heroin addict or something, they take her to the cabin. I even liked that one. Thought that one was like a really bloody good time. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this. Talk about stuff that I've been watching. Well, there's one more trailer I had, or one more, not trailer, but one more movie thing I had, but I'll get to that. Kroll. I had to watch Kroll the other night. I love this movie. Don't care. Don't care that it's pretty terrible, but great at the same time. I love this movie. I love the glaze. I
It
want
looks
to
like
get.
Flash Gordon could just.
Dude, I thought I was so cool when I was a kid because I glued popsicle sticks together and made a glaive and was throwing it around the yard till it broke.
I've never seen this.
I absolutely loved that movie when I was a kid, but yeah, it doesn't age well. I watched it again a few years ago and it was like, oh my. Oh my.
If you
Is
want
it as watchable as Flash Gordon is?
I think I think to
Okay.
me it might be either
As long as you don't go in thinking it's the greatest movie of all time, like I thought.
No,
when I
I'm
was a
totally
kid.
fine with that.
No, but when I was a kid, I thought this was the greatest movie of all time.
Oh.
So when I did my rewatch, I was like, wow, I was mentally ill.
I still
still
love
fun.
this movie.
But I love the glaive.
Yeah, I still love this movie. Like it's one of those, it's that high sorcery stuff where it's like they have swords, but the swords like can shoot lasers, or when they're like chopping at each other, it's like that really red spark stuff coming off, like all electrified looking. Yeah, I love this movie. This is definitely top of my list in 80s sci-fi. High fantasy, I should say. I think it's a better movie than Legend, and I don't care who disagrees with me on that. I think it's better than Legend.
Wow.
And
That's a
Legend has
statement.
Tim Curry as the devil in it.
I
That's a
love
statement.
Legend. I love Legend.
Oh,
It's a
Flash
great
Gordon's
movie.
great. Flash Gordon has one of the best soundtracks of an 80s movie to me. Queen.
And I seen that as an adult and loved it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's saying something.
Kroll is, and you'll notice a bunch of people, dude. It's got Liam Neeson. It's got Robbie
Oh,
Coltrane.
man.
Yeah, there's a bunch of, oh my God, that guy. But
What
like,
did you say, Robbie Coltrane?
Yeah, Robbie Coltrane.
Oh, sweet. Hagrid.
Freaking Hagrid's in this, man. Hagrid's in this. A very young. And Liam Neeson,
man.
like I said, Liam Neeson. And there's a host of people.
With his native accent?
Yeah, it wasn't his accent wasn't as thick as I thought it would be during this time. But yeah, you could definitely hear his accent in it.
Cool.
But yeah, it's some of the guys I was like, oh my God, it's this dude, but he's 60 years younger.
Is it streaming anywhere?
I think it's on maybe Tubi or something.
Cool.
Not 100% sure, but yeah, I love this movie. What reminded me to watch it is like I'm building that Plex server, and it was on there, but on PCP movie night, the movie they just watched, my goodness, and I forgot what it was. But Joe Corral was talking about how he thought Kroll was a better movie, and I was like, okay, it reminded me I got to watch Kroll. So did that, and then last night when found out we weren't going to be going to Free Comic Book. We might not have been going to Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, and I think after this we'll take a little break. We'll take a little break after this. I hadn't watched this yet. I ended up watching both parts.
Awesome, right?
Yes, I started the first one. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make me something to eat. Because I eat at 3:00 in the morning sometimes. But watch the first one. First of all, excellent voice cast. Jensen had a lot of Kevin Conroy energy for me in his Batman. I think Josh, I never know how to say the dude's last name. Duhamel. Guy married to Fergie.
Yeah, I think it's Dumal.
Lucky bastard.
Josh
That's
Duhamel.
what I'd call him.
Made an excellent Harvey Dent. Troy Baker, of course. There's a lot of voices that feel like pulled right from the games. Troy Baker voices the Joker in some of the games. And while it's a Mark Hamill, because Mark Hamill was kind of the standard for Joker when it comes to cartoons, I could still tell, like, as soon as he started talking, I looked at Sean, and I was like, that's Troy Baker. He goes, yeah, it is. So excellent voice cast. Calendar Man has never been so terrifying in my, like, looks wise, at least. He's just a normal dude. He's a normal looking dude, but he looks scary to me. The outfit they had for Scarecrow, I thought was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Duhamel. I'm just gonna call him Josh. The only weird thing that I have about this movie, and I think it was at the second part, was Mad Hatter had the most cartoony design out of all of them. Like, he looked like if you took Warwick Davis, but you stretched out Warwick Davis's head. Like, really, like, I was like, all the other ones, they look pretty close to being like people the way they're drawn, except for Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter was the only one that threw me off. I was like, dude, you look like the Leprechaun. You look like Warwick Davis's Leprechaun from the Leprechaun movies. But all in all, good movie. I'm 4 or 5 issues away from finishing the actual Long Halloween. I also was a little confused about the reveal in this one. Just like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. With the reveal was kind of weird to me, like, especially with what we'd seen throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought this was excellent. I knew I would like it. It's done in the the Tomorrowverse style. This is part. I think actually this is part of the Tomorrowverse. DCU went into that starting with Man of Tomorrow. I think Man of Tomorrow was the first one that did use that. And what I mean by the Tomorrowverse is what they call it. The style, they went away from kind of that anime looking, and it looks more like, if you've ever seen the show Archer on FX, it looks like that, but with thicker lines around it. And I really dig that style. Like Man of Tomorrow is one of my favorite things I watched out of this so far. But Jensen Ackles just, he was Red Hood and Under the Red Hood, and then he got upgraded to Batman in this one. And I think he did a fantastic job voicing Batman Bruce Wayne in this. This was a really fun one. I'll probably end up watching again. Need to go out and buy them because I also like that they include the DC Showcase stuff on it, and you can see on the bottom, they have one for the Losers, which when I watched the Losers a long time ago, I didn't realize the Losers was a DC property. That's a movie with Chris Evans, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Zoe Saldana, Idris Elba. It was called The Losers. Did not realize that was a DC property. And then the other half has a Blue Beetle one. So the last thing I want to talk about this wise, then we're gonna take us a short little intermission. The Furious. If y'all have not seen the trailer for the Furious, y'all, it's wild. If you've never seen the Raid Redemption or the Raid 3, find a way to watch those movies. Even if you're not into the story, it's the fight scenes. The fight scenes in these movies are so just beautifully choreographed. Like, this is like next level fight scenes in those movies. And just, you get a chance to watch those. Check out the trailer for this. This is like a father, his daughter is kidnapped, meets up with some other people who have had, I think, either their children or somebody, member of their family taken as well. And they basically go into this building and kind of almost like the Raid, it feels like they fight their way through this building. Nope, no fast, just furious. And thank you, Johnny. That reminds me, I didn't know Road to Perdition was a DC thing either. So it's always cool when I watch something not knowing it's connected and then being like, oh, this was actually a comic thing. But yeah, watch a trailer for the Furious, y'all. This thing just looks like it's high octane, no cars, just fighting. All right, so I got one more thing to talk about because I dropped this a little low. Folks, if you know this man right here, if you're friends with him on Facebook, if you ever watched his show on The Experience, now he's on his own channel again. This is Henri Compin. Today is his birthday. The fact that it also falls on Free Comic Day is so freaking poetic, it's not even funny. He's got a campaign going on right now. I know I got the link up here. It's got a couple days left. I can't believe the thing's not funded, if I'm being completely honest. This guy has sold this book out at hundreds of shows. He's a brother. Love this dude a whole lot. Make sure you check out Yisun Shin. And also wish this man a very happy birthday. Like, if it wasn't his birthday today and he didn't have other things to do, I was going to ask him if he wanted to be on the show. But we'll eventually get him on. And make sure you check out Weird Opes, y'all. Weird Opes, they had a very awesome hangout with him but a few weeks ago, I think. Super
week,
fun.
I think.
Yeah,
Was it last week?
Yep.
My days run together. I worked all week this week doing the show tonight. Tomorrow, got to get up and go get the oil. Got to change the oil, change the brakes on the car, and then start work all over again. It's just everything's running together.
We had so much fun. That's the hardest I'd laughed in a while.
Yeah.
Henry's amazing. Love him to death.
So check out that book. Wish this man a very happy birthday. Awesome human being, not just on camera, folks. I've had the pleasure of meeting Henri in person, and Henri's cool as hell. He really is, really down to earth. You know, yes, he's very hyper in his videos, and he can be very hyper, but he can also be super chill. It was amazing to hang out with him and watch him to see him sell stuff live at a con is just like a work of art. So the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have. I can't believe 3 years later we're finally getting that movie.
It looks so good.
It really does. It really does. John Cena being a D-bag in a movie is just like par for the course now. So, folks, real fast, we got some books we're going to talk about, some books we read, some stuff we read. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We will be back pretty soon. Hang out. Go take a break of your own. Come back, and we'll see you in just a minute, folks. Maybe, if the thing will play. Is it playing? There we go. There we go. Had to do it at least once. Yep. I'm gonna add folks in here back in here in just a second. To answer Preston. So yes, 100%. There was a Saturday show I had to postpone because of the weather, because our power kept going out. So Ed joined me the Sunday after. We talked about Free Comic Book Day, and I was like, it was so weird that I didn't see Marvel books or anything like that. And that's when Ed told me, well, because they're doing Comics Giveaway Day as well. So Penguin Random House, I believe, their stuff through them, they couldn't legally use Free Comic Book Day or something like that. So they came up with Comics Giveaway Day. And that's where you had like Boom and Marvel and some other places. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ed back in now. There we go.
Hi there.
Hey. So, before Preston asked that question, I was going to be like, so a little while back, we had gone to a con. It was a very small con, Bedrock City Comic Con, where our buddy Dan Price was there. We got to see him and hang out with him. Sean bought us some metal posters. I got an Invincible one that I'm going to hang up eventually once I get some magnets to put in my wall. Well, one night when we were at Walmart, which usually how this story goes, we found another metal poster, and it was one of Eddie, right? Well, I was trying to figure out how to not you, Eddie, Stranger Things, Eddie. Trying to find a way to display this thing, right? Because I was like, oh, it looks like it's supposed to stay in the box. Well, in moving it, I had actually ripped the box. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to open it the rest of the way. Well, here's what I found out when I opened it the rest of the way today. First of all, here's the poster right here.
He had the most epic death of anybody in that show.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to take it out of the box because here's what you're hanging on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been sitting in that box, and when I tore the corner of it moving, I was all upset about it. It's not like it was expensive or anything, but I was like, man, I just wanted to, and I got irritated with it and just tore the box open and saw that. And I was like, see, if you just would have opened the box to begin with, you would have seen. But this is probably going right about here. Then I got some more art from Tracy coming in, I believe. And then
in your defense, though, Jay, as a collector, we're so used to don't open the box. Don't open the box.
Yeah.
So I'll defend you for not opening the box.
And I got to find out from Jenna where she wants to hide. We have the Shire little wooden thing, and I was like, I don't want to hang it on the front door, but I got to find a way, some way to display it. So I was waiting on Nope to get back, but Nope didn't have time to read no books, so we're gonna go ahead.
Wow, you toss our boy under the bus there.
He's busy. He's busy.
I know.
What?
He's busy talking to me till 2 a.m. every day.
Well, that's true. I mean, that's good use of your time, though. Good use of your
Absolutely.
time. So we'll go into. Didn't read a whole bunch. Hey, speak of the devil. See, he heard us talking mess about him, and he ended up popping back.
His ears were burning, man.
I was listening.
But
Forget I take the earbuds out on the break so I know when we come back.
it's true. So we read a couple of things. I didn't read too much this week.
I read one of
You said
the free
2-2.
comic book days, and then I read some bad bug books. Just didn't send anything because
It's all good. We won't spoil the free comic book day books.
But we're gonna spoil the hell out of everything else.
Yes, in my own way, which is not really spoilery. You'll be lucky if you understand what I'm talking about. Skinbreaker number 8. I love this freaking series so much, man. I love this series. From the way it started to where it is right now, I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed that this is where the story was going to end up.
I need to get this.
Still got a
Get
couple
into this.
more. Yeah, still got a couple more issues of this one, but the art alone, the David Finch art is just beautiful. I find myself the story itself it sucks you in, it brings you into this world, but the art keeps you there. So a book that really shouldn't take very long to read takes you longer to look at, is what I'll say with that. Like the story itself, lightning fast, it's good, pulls you in, but the art, you want to keep looking at the art. This one, again, I don't know if this is the end. I haven't looked it up. This very well could have been the end of this particular story. But if Robert Kirkman does one thing I think very well, is the way he builds his worlds are just, this could easily go on for longer. Like if this is just a 10 to 12 issue kind of thing, this could easily be a, maybe not Walking Dead Invincible length, but this could definitely go on for a while if he wanted it to. The weapons, the world, the lure, it's all there. There's not a confusing thing about this book at all. I've read some books here recently that I've been I've just been lost. And Skinbreaker is one that's easy to get into. It's easy to understand what's going on. And then at the end of this one, there's a preview for a book that doesn't come out till July. It's another Robert Kirkman one called Terminal. It's got a little bit of preview at the end of it. My goodness, it feels so freaking 90s image. It's image, obviously, but it feels like 90s. Like everything's sharp. People's looks look like they could cut you. The costumes are out there. This looks like, at least from the little bit that I read, this looks like this is going to be a great time. So
Did you have a chance to check out that In Your Skin thing from last week?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I've been waiting for somebody else to read that so they can tell me what the hell I read.
I need to, but I started reading it and I was like, okay, I'm going to save this for later. I'm going to save this for a different time. I did start it, but
I think you're supposed to find some illegal fentanyl first before you read it.
Could be.
Oh my!
I don't even know what I read.
I'm just saying, if you're a fan of a certain adult movie category, this one might be right. That one might be right up your alley. Because that scene just reminded me of, that book. I saw that part of the book. I'll say that much.
That's the worst part of the book. Like,
Yeah,
no, my eyes.
But yeah, Skinbreaker 8, phenomenal book. If that's the end, it could end right there. I wouldn't have an issue with it, but I'm hoping. This was the last issue of Skinbreaker. Okay. I read the whole thing in one sitting, I think, to enjoy it. I mean, it might not be for everyone. Again, for me though, I've loved this. I want to reread it already. So yeah, Skinbreaker.
David Finch is a fun follow on YouTube too.
I need to check that out. I definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, because he does a lot of live drawings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Then you got Terminal coming out, and I want to say it's June or July, one of those months. Well, let's see. The next one we got up here. Go on, Ed. Tell me about this one.
Oh, that's a fun one. If you grew up watching Battle of the Planets, I mean, this will take you right back to your childhood. So this is by Mad Cave Studios. I took notes again. Are you proud of me?
Mm-hmm.
Written
Very.
by Steve Orlando, art by Rebecca Nalty and Ricardo Rabaldo. And like I said, if you grew up watching Battle of the Planets or Gatchaman, either one, you're going to love this book. This one is kind of cool, though, because it spends more time talking about the Red Impulse Squad instead of the Ninja Squad, which in Battle of the Planets, that's the squad that Mark's dad's in. But in Gatchaman, he's called Ken. So in this one, he's Ken's dad. And it starts out with Ken and his dad racing their jets. He's racing his, ever famous one that makes the tail of the Phoenix. And they're just, they're in training and having fun together. And then a distress call comes in and his dad gets the distress call. And the distress call says Galactor is building a weaponized attack city that he has designed to lure in and destroy the Science Ninja team. So what basically it's set up to do is that as soon as the Science Ninjas land, any of the people in the town turn into hunter-killer drones, and they're supposed to annihilate them. So at this point, you don't really see the Science Ninja team again because Ken's dad decides that he's going to go and try to protect his son. So he goes and discovers, the city. He's stranded. He's outnumbered. All he has is his sidearm and his badassery. And he's determined to take down the entire frickin' metropolis on his own because he wants to, protect his son. And like I said, the Gatchaman uniforms, when Ken is in it, it's right from the 70s, from Battle of the Planets. The planes look identical to what I remember when I was a kid. It took me back, and it really has me looking forward to the second issue. I love this book.
So, Gatchaman and Battle of the Planets, is it like a Power Rangers situation where it was this thing in Japan?
Yep. It was Gatchaman in Japan, and then the U.S. got a hold of it and bastardized it into Battle of the Planets. And the only reason why I say bastardized it is because they added that lame-ass Seven's Arc 7 robot that whenever he appears in that cartoon, you can tell the art is different. And even as a kid, I'm like, this looks so weird whenever he pops on. And it's because American TV always has to have that silly, stupid sidekick like Godzuki that they got to throw into things for no other reason than they want to. But if you watch it as Gatchaman, it is in a very serious, very way ahead of its time sci-fi adventure series. And I bought all the Gatchamans, the earlier ones, on DVD when I was in like my 20s and 30s. And it was the same episodes without the Seven's Arc 7. And it made sense. Because a lot of the episodes of Battle of the Planets, after I was doing a rewatch, because when I was a kid, before I got on the bus, it was Battle of the Planets. That's the only reason I got out of bed and never missed the bus. It was on at 6:30 in the morning. And my butt was in front of that TV to watch Battle of the Planets. But as I got older and rewatched it, I'm like, God, that robot's annoying. I knew it as a kid. And then when I found out that, we adapted it from Gatchaman, I went out and got the Gatchaman thing. And I'm like, oh my God. Although it annoyed the hell out of me that all their names were different because I grew up loving Mark, Jason, Kiat, Princess, and Tiny. But I adapted real quick because the storyline is just so much cleaner and there's no kiddie crap in it with that stupid damn robot. I hate that robot. But anyways, to answer your question, yes, it's the same kind of thing. But you touched a nerve on that one because it's one of my favorite. I still have my lunchbox and thermos from Battle of the Planets.
Oh, that's very dope.
And it still smells like bologna sandwich.
Oh,
Did you read the Gatchaman series that Colin Bunn wrote?
Oh yeah, I've got all of them.
Okay, so as everyone just saw, White Sky number 3.
That's already the 3.
Finally, something happens. I understand the first 2 issues stuff happened, okay, but this one kind of opens up with something happening. We get a closer look at what these things are. They look like ghouls. Some of them look like vampires. Some of them look like ghouls. There's a good bit of horror gore in this one at the beginning of it. Then we kind of get back to the walking, but it's more towards the end of the book. So this one for me was definitely better. The character that we meet at the end of the second issue that can kind of see and sense when these things are coming around, we find out that he was kidnapped by this group, that this group of people were good people at first, and then they decided that they're going to start kidnapping folks and sending them to work in the salt mines, because in this world, salt is like a commodity that people will pay through the nose for, just because of the way civilization is kind of a Walking Dead kind of scenario. But we also see that people get infected. So it's not just these random like ghosts that show up. These people can be infected and turned into these things. And if they showed that in the first 2 issues, I didn't catch on to that. But in this issue, they show you somebody turning. So I almost feel like, folks, I really do, that the first 3 issues could have been combined into one story. Now, if the rest of them keep up with what they did in this one, I'm still not seeing the overall speculator hype that was on this one, if I'm 100% honest. But I found that I enjoyed this one more than the first 2 I read. At least action-wise, it felt like something was happening. Story-wise, it felt like something was happening. Again, I hope they continue. But like I said, if you were kind of, I don't know, bored with the first 2, this one opens up on some action. And again, seeing someone start to turn into one of these things was kind of cool. The person you see floating on the cover is in the book. That's the guy that we meet at the end of the second issue. He's taking the main character, the girl from the that we started with, her and her dad. He's taking her through this tunnel at the end of this one, and now it left me enough to where, okay, now I really do want to read 4. Reading this one was kind of like taking my own rule about at least reading 3 or 4 issues of a comic before I'm just like, it's just not for me. Beautiful, like if you're into visual stuff, because again, it feels like there's a fine line between, just being a silent issue and being overly wordy. And this one is still trying to find that balance of having enough. Hey, take care, Corey. Having enough of people speaking in it. It's a lot of pictures. Like, it's a lot of panels that have nothing but the background in them. But again, I will say I think this issue was a bit better than the first 2 I read.
Is it turning into something you think I might enjoy? Because I dropped off after the second one.
I
don't know. Give it a try.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's the only thing I can tell you with that is give it a shot. You might be like, nah, it's still pretty boring. But for me, I thought there was actually something happening in this issue.
So hashtag not that bad.
Hashtag not that bad.
Okay.
Then we got up next. We got.
Oh my good Lord. So you guys know I like cryptids. I like Bigfoot. I told y'all about that Yeti thing that you still haven't watched.
Yeah.
But if it's Bigfoot or cryptids, I'm going to give it a try. And then I saw Rob Zombie on the cover, and I took a deep breath because I love Rob Zombie's music, And that's where I'm going to end that.
Mm.
So anyways, this is not a new book. This is from like 2004 or 5. I don't remember. An IDW book written by Rob Zombie, art by Richard Corbin. I mean, it's a brutal horror book with a lot of gore, and it's like, you know, sex filled, set in the Pacific Northwest. It's your typical Rob Zombie formula with, you know, nudity and weird perverted stuff, and you know, his typical stuff.
Mhm.
But anyways, the story is about a young boy who witnesses Bigfoot murder his parents, and not rap, but a word that is like rap, his mother. Yes, you heard me right. Bigfoot assaults his mother. Why?
Oh.
Because of Rob Zombie.
Mm.
And this like gives him a lifelong obsession with revenge on the creature. So as an adult, he like confronts it, and they have like this big violent showdown. And the end is anyways, it's packed with gruesome scenes. It like a nerdy dude is driving a car, and Bigfoot hurls a bear onto the car. He throws a bear at the car and crushes the dude just so that you can see his eyes pop out and stuff. And if you like Rob Zombie's movies, you might like this because it's his usual formula, like I said, of gore, nudity. The nudity was mostly in the first book, a little bit in the second, and then the third and fourth, not so much. But some bizarre perversion, like I said, about what Bigfoot did to his mother. The writing, what little writing there is, it's mostly a picture book. What little writing there is very elementary. I mean, it's not a deep story by any sense of the means. And the ending seemed very rushed and kind of lame. It's way out there. I read all 4 because there's only like 10 words in all 4 combined. Yes, I'm exaggerating, but they're very quick reads because it's mostly just pictures and very, very little writing. I didn't hate it, but I kind of knew what to expect when I saw Rob Zombie's name on it. So actually, but I will tell you that after the Bigfoot stories in each issue, they have like these little sub stories that people wrote, and there's no pictures. It's like stories. Those stories are fantastic. There were some about vampires. There were some about werewolves. I actually enjoyed those. But the actual Bigfoot for me was a meh. Meh. Give it a try if you think you like that stuff. But you know how the graphics in Beavis and Butthead when they do the Rob Zombie video when they get stoned?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the inside of this book is like. So the art didn't like really win me over either. A lot of crazy
Richard
gore
Corbin.
And stuff.
He's one of the
Anyways.
heavy metal artists. Did a lot of stuff for Heavy Metal magazine.
It was a meh. I didn't hate it. Didn't like it. If you like Rob Zombie's stuff, give it a try. I love his music, and I wish he'd just stick to music.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. But hey, folks, if it sounds interesting to you, that hell, give it a read.
Bigfoot, love you long time. Just saying.
Well, thank you there. But Cooney, appreciate that. So I got to add it because I've already started reading it some more. I only read 3 issues for the actual list book, and I couldn't stop reading it. I got stuck on it. Got to issue 13. I remembered why I liked this book so much because this was back in 2000 something. Now I can't remember, but this was before it got 2009. So this is before that Superman, evil Superman trope thing got beaten to the ground. You know, this is before, at least for me. Like, I hadn't read The Boys yet. I hadn't read any of that stuff yet. This continues to be it's hard to explain if you haven't read it, because it's so much more than just evil Superman. You find out that this dude, the Plutonian, had a lot of messed up stuff happen to him as a kid. So he's not like Homelander in that aspect. He turns out kind of being like Homelander, but there's things in his childhood where, he couldn't play with other children because he was afraid he was going to break them. So he just took to being bullied. He had been in and out of foster homes because foster parents kept sending him back to the foster home. He had one family he was with that while he was with them, the parents ended up having, he had a brother and sister, a foster brother and sister there. Then the parents ended up having a baby. He has to hold the baby. He holds the baby a little too tight. And you see 20 or 30 years later, that family, the kids, the brother, sister, and the baby all grown up, and they're taking care of him. And it feels like he has no remorse about it at all. So it's very strange to see how this guy went from being everybody's hero, the savior of the planet, to just, we still haven't gotten to exactly. There's something that happens in the story that was an accident. Like, he didn't do it purposely. There's something that happens in the story that he tries to cover up, and it just, for whatever reason, it snowballs from there. And every decision that he makes after that leads him up to this point where he's just like, you know what? Screw everybody. I'm killing billions of people, and I'm going to start taking out other superheroes. So, still getting into exactly what happened. And each time we're getting little spoon-fed the ideas and clues behind what's happening here. This book is so good. It's not, like I said, it's not Homelander-like because it's not as mean-spirited as the boys are. I mean, this dude is not a good dude. Like, I want to make that, like, perfectly clear. This guy is not a good dude. When he turns evil, he's evil. But it's not the mean-spirited way like Homelander is in the boys. So it is that Superman, the evil Superman thing. We find out what hurts him, and it's kind of strange, but it's something different, something unique, I think. But yeah, this one has been really fun. I'm reading, like, this is the one that I choose on days where I'm like, okay, this is all I'm going to read. So I'm going to read 5 or 6 in a row, and then I'll go off and read something else. So like I said, I made it to issue 13 and got Sean to read the first volume, because I have volume 1 and 2 of this. And yeah, I can't wait to finish this one up. Like, it's just,
I actually read the first issue of this one this week.
How did you feel about it?
It got off to such an amazing start. I loved the start. I mean, he starts right off zapping wife and child, and you never kill women and children in comics, so that got my attention immediately.
Yeah.
And I was digging it. I was really getting into it. And then I was like, oh no, because when they showed the team, a dude concentrated too hard and got a bloody nose. And I'm like, not again with the bloody nose thing. I mean, how did this become a thing? Because Stranger Things did that to death. And now this one did it too. And that was a little bit of a turnoff for me, but it was minor. I'm curious. I did love how it started.
Yeah, I think the nosebleed thing, it's kind of like when everybody sees outer space stuff and think Guardians of the Galaxy, right? It's, well, now that, Stranger Things is big, somebody who had watched Stranger Things before they came and read this book would think that. And it's like, well, you got to remember, this came out like 7 years before Stranger Things was even a thought. So, but I get what you mean, because I found myself when I was doing my thinking of the same thing. I was like, the nosebleed. What is he, 11? And I was like, Well, come on, man. They actually came up with that before that show came out. So
Nope and I were talking about this the other night.
Mhm.
Was the first time that happened with the Invisible Woman and the Fox Fantastic Fours? Because when she was using her like force field thing and pushing really hard, she got the bloody nose.
I think
And that
so.
was the first time I remembered seeing it. And now ever since then, it just seems like that's the thing to do. If you grunt too hard, you get a nosebleed. If you concentrate too hard, you get a nosebleed. If it's your time of the month, you get a nosebleed.
Or did Jean Grey do it at all in the X-Men?
I don't remember her
couldn't
doing
remember.
it, but she might have. I don't remember that though.
Next week, y'all, we're gonna figure out where does the nosebleed trope start.
Nice. In Hunt of the Nosebleed.
All right, Ed, tell me about this, man.
Dude. I'm going to read you the little sell pitch that they give about this book because I didn't know any of this happened. And then after I read it, it made perfect sense. So this was the sales pitch. Over 3 decades since the controversy and cancellation, Rick Veitch's legendary Lost Issues are completed. After a renowned 2-year run on the series, Veitch's grand finale to Swamp Thing was cut short and was to never be seen in print again. Whispers and leaks hinted at the epic Untold Saga for years, and now for the first time, the final story is told. I had never heard anything about that. So that put the hook in my mouth immediately. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read this one. And I'm not going to be too spoilery because it was so cool. I liked it a lot. But basically, Swamp Thing is like cast through this like time vortex, and he meets a carpenter who will change the trajectory of the world, as they call it. That's right, folks. Swamp Thing meets Jesus. Even though the word Jesus is never in the story, instead, they refer to him as the magician that some call a Messiah. And the story kind of starts with the Last Supper, and it goes right through his story from his condemnation to his scourging to his final crucifixion. And they managed to mix in other stuff with it, but I can understand why it was controversial. And I can understand why back in the 80s, this might not have been able to be a thing. But it's pretty graphic in parts, especially with Mary Magdalene's prostitution ring. There's nudity in it. There's sex in it. There's these really bizarre, weird-looking demons who are determined to stop the magician from his mission. And I was a little nervous as I was reading that it was going to become sacrilegious, but it was an acceptable story to me, and I thought it was cool as hell to read. The art definitely has like an 80s feel to it, especially with the demons and the gore, not only of what the demons do, but of what and who they eat. Yeah. Overall, it was a really good read, and I would recommend any Swamp Thing fan jump on this and give it a read because it was a wild ride. And if I understand correctly, there's going to be 3 more that tack onto this. So they actually in League they call it Swamp Thing 1, but I guess it was supposed to be called 88, but it never was made.
Yeah. I had to, when Miss Jen reviewed this for a minute to skim it, I had to look it up as Swamp Thing 1989. That's how it popped up for me.
So, on League, for me, it came up as Swamp Thing 1. So,
and then I was like, so this was supposed to be done in 89. I was like, and it's a Black Label book. It's a DC Black Label book. So, folks, just if you know the content, some of the religious content basically in it, if you're okay with that, just know that Black Label books go a little bit harder than regular DC books. Would you say that it felt a little bit? Was there something in it that made you think, "Wow, this can't be a regular DC book"? Was there anything like that?
Well, not by today's standards. I
Oh.
mean, if Spider-Man and Predator didn't deserve a red label, then this one doesn't. I mean, it's mostly gore that you see in this book, and it's the demons ripping things apart and eating things alive, and then of course the torturing of the quote unquote magician, which was Jesus. But yeah, it's mostly like gore. But no, it's nothing over the edge. Not by today's standards, not by 1989. I can definitely see why they didn't go with this. But it wasn't really sacrilegious or anything. I wasn't offended by it. So I would actually recommend people read it. If they like Swamp Thing and they want to see these missed issues that were banned, pick it up. Give it a read.
Okay. Been hearing good things about it, so I'm probably going to end up checking it out. So, Barbaric, The Long Death. I've talked about Barbaric a lot, folks. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Find the first series, start there. This one has been great, though. You really won't be overly lost, except for in this one, we introduced some characters from the other. Yeah, that is a nice Swamp Thing cover. We introduced some other characters from the other series. So all these series connect in one way or another. So we have Soren is trapped in the cave. Owen Axe and the detective, the little goat man detective, they're kind of licking their wounds from getting their butts kicked. And Owen decides he's going to rally the village together. They're going to fight whatever's in this cave. And that's kind of where I'll leave it off, because again, if I start getting too much into this is only issue 2. I really want people to check the Barbaric stuff out. But just know it's a talking axe, a talking flail. One gets drunk off blood, and the other the flail has just turned into a giant butthole. Apparently, he used to be friends with the axe. So the talking weapons aspect. Yeah, I can't remember the character's name. He's like a little goat man. That's a detective. That's loves ultraviolence. This little dude can hold his own against the monsters in this universe. And one of my favorite characters they've introduced outside of Axe. So make sure you give Barbaric a shot if it sounds like your thing. It's ultra violent, bad language. It's definitely an adult, for adults or teens. I was watching this stuff when I was a kid. But yeah, it's just that's all. The little goat man, you can kind of see him on the front of this cover, in between those bracelets. But he's about that tall. But yeah, just seeing him dispatch people is awesome. Like, this little dude is tearing crap up in this book. And he's super smart, and he's almost like a Sherlock Holmes a little bit in this book. So yeah, Barbaric, check that one out. I'm really, really excited to hear about this next one, because I heard great things about the first one. Hopefully I put this in order of the way Ed was kind of wanting to go with it. Baby Garfield.
Pick of the week. Absolutely is my pick of the week. Boom Studios, written by Grace Ellis and Michael Northrup, art by Asia Simon and Rob Justice. The second issue was just as adorable as the first one. And just like the first one, we get 2 stories. The first one is called Baby Garfield's First Monday. And it starts on the weekend. and John's home. And John won't let baby Garfield eat what he wants. And John hogs the remote control, won't let him watch what he wants on TV. And Garfield's getting all frustrated. And then Monday comes. And John leaves for work. And baby Garfield's home alone. And at first he's confused. But then, just like in Home Alone, when, the kid realizes that he's home alone, Garfield very much takes advantage of being home alone. And it takes us through each day of the week, one cute panel after another of Garfield doing whatever the heck he wants, eating whatever the heck he wants, shredding furniture with his claws, climbing drapes, raiding the refrigerator and the cupboards. But then as the week goes along, he starts getting bored. And he starts kind of missing John, sort of, kind of. So then the weekend comes and he was all excited again to see John, but then he gets bored again and he's like wanting John to leave again. But on Sunday, John gets a mysterious phone call and he's talking for a little bit. And then they kind of leave from that and go to Monday morning. And when Monday morning rolls around, a surprise box appears. And inside the box is a very special surprise. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can probably tell by the cover. After John leaves the surprise, Garfield, it won't leave, the surprise will not leave Garfield alone. And it ends with Garfield saying, I really hate Mondays. So it kind of goes full circle because the cover spoils the surprise. But the second story was baby Garfield's first lasagna. And this one was really cute too. Because baby Garfield, his favorite thing is cookies, and all he wants to eat is cookies. And John hides the cookies and says, you can't have any more cookies until you start eating stuff that's good for you. And baby Garfield's like, WTF, I don't want to eat good stuff. I want to eat my cookies. So he goes on this mission to find his cookies, and he raids the refrigerator, and all he finds is like rabbit food. He's getting all frustrated. And then all of a sudden in his food bowl appears what he thinks is a layered cake. And he's like, oh, cake. And he dives into it and he's like, wait, this is like a savory cake. This isn't sweet. What is this? Oh my God. And he falls in love with lasagna, which everybody knows it's his favorite thing. So it's such a fun book to read. I can't say, enough praise about it if you're a Garfield person. And not only did I grow up watching Garfield, but I drew Garfield. I drew Garfield cartoons for people. I was obsessed with Garfield. And reading this book brings me joy and makes me a kid again. Hands down, the best book I read this week. I love this book.
That's awesome. That is awesome. When a book can make you feel that, man, it's done its job.
Mm-hmm.
It's done its job. So last book I read for this list, Capes, number 6. I am still loving this. We have kind of a sad opening with a bunch of funerals from the heroes that were killed during the Crocodile attack. And yes, we do have some cameos from some other Invincible. I meant to say, Invincible World. But the Image folks, because there's a couple of maybe not invincible characters that show up in this issue to pay tribute to the fallen heroes. I've read the original 3 of these already. When I found out about this, I was like, I can't believe I missed this series. Being an Invincible fan, I missed this. So I went and read the 3 issues, and I was like, man, this looks kind of different from what I'd been seeing. Well, come to find out that the ones that are coming out now was they updated the art, they kind of edited some of the stuff that was said in the books, and they're re-releasing them. So once they got past 3, though, everything going forward is new material. And this story gets very twisty. See the guy in the back, his name is Big Brain. He ends up showing up. He's one of those He's one of those villains that are always my favorite kind, and it's the villains that honestly believe they are doing the right thing. Those are some of my favorite villains. They believe that what they're doing is just, and he is one of those. So, won't get into too many other spoilery things, except I will say this: the end of the last issue had a new hero emerge. We start this issue where that hero decides he's too good to just be staying on Earth and helping these insignificant ants on this world. So he flies off. Built this character up in the last issue just to have him peace out at the beginning of this one. I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, if you're into Robert Kirkman, if you're into the Invincible world, Capes is right up your alley. You should 100% check this book out. One of this and Battle Beast, I'm telling you, between this, Battle Beast, and my Invincible reread that I'm doing, I love this world so much. I'm hoping that we get more Invincible. I think it's fixing to wrap up the fourth season. I think it's close to wrapping up the fourth season. I hope we get more. I hope they start incorporating some of these. Just put all of Robert Kirkman's stuff on streaming somewhere. And it doesn't have to be live action. They can all be this animated stuff they're doing, because I've had a blast with all this stuff. I was super late on the Invincible train, but once I got into it, it's one of my favorite things. I really enjoy this one. So be sure you check that out. I hope this goes on for a little while. So that was the end of stuff that I read.
You skipped one.
Did I skip one?
Yeah, Red Root. No big deal. We can do it next time.
Where did it go?
I don't know. We can save it for next week if you want. I don't care.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, remind me, but I'll write a note.
Okay, no biggie.
I think when I was going through here deleting some things, I think I accidentally.
I mean, I can go ahead and talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah, why don't you? Well, yeah,
sure.
Go ahead and talk about it.
I'm on the fence about this book, but only because I had expectations, and I shouldn't have. I was expecting horror, and instead it's one of those slow burn mystery type books, which sometimes I can get into those, sometimes I can't. But it's just, I was expecting that it was going to be horror, and it wasn't. So that's really, yeah, that's it. See, now look at that and say that, you can see why I thought it
Red
was
Room.
No, oh hell no. Red Roots 1. So basically this kicks off with like a former special ops hitman that they call Sand. And he launches this brutal attack on this high security facility, taking down the guards with an axe, a bat, and a gun. And he like leaves this trail of death and carnage and everything in his wake. And then at the same time, they flash to this lady named Kate, who's just your regular, ordinary high school teacher. And she lives a quiet life, an uneventful life. But that life kind of blows up on her when she finds a severed hand in her closet. The issue kind of alternates back and forth between Sand's violent mission crusade he's on and Kate's personal dread and horror, slowly revealing that both of these are entangled in the grip of like one mystery that involves an unseen force. So it's like a dark blend of action and dread, setting up an interconnected mystery that we don't quite know yet. It's another quick read. It's another one of those books where there's several pages that are just pictures, but the pictures on this one were good, so I didn't mind it. The story intrigues me. I just wish they would have given me a little bit more to go on. The art varies between dark and like panels that are all one color, if you know what I mean, where they're all different, different shades of blue, but it's all blue.
Yeah.
and then over to what I would call normal looking art, like you would usually see in a comic book. So I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm on the fence with it. I'll probably read issue 2 now that I know it's not horror. I won't have that expectation. But it caught my interest enough that I'm going to give issue 2 a try.
Cool. And I figured out what I did.
What'd you did?
So originally Sean was going to be on the show tonight. That was one of his books. I already had the picture saved. And I was like, when I was going to get your pictures for the show, I was like, oh, I already got that one. I'll just put it on here with it. Yeah, and then I totally forgot to put the spot. So, damn it, Sean.
Hashtag blame Sean.
Hashtag blame Sean. So, all right. Folks, after tonight's book on the list, I have one book left. So, this one's going to be super quick. Just telling you that because I made sure because I knew I was going to get into the story. I only read 2 issues of it. Okay. So I'm going to blow through this one real fast. Tell you what the last book on the list is. And then between now and 2 weeks from now, I'm going to put up a post on the Hydra Asylum YouTube page. I'll probably try to also do it on the Facebook page as well. Wanting your suggestions because I want to add those in with books I have on my list. That way it feels a little more interactive and I'm picking stuff and I'll put your name next to whatever book you come up with. Ed's already given me a couple good ones. So I'll pick from there and then we're going to do, because after next week, that's the last book that I read on my own personal list. So it's time to make a whole new wheel of stuff that I'm supposed to read. But before I get to that, I got to finish this one up. Super quick style on that list one. So this was Incorruptible. This is kind of the partner series, the sister series to Irredeemable. So Irredeemable is the story of a superhero turning into a supervillain. This is a supervillain turning into a superhero. And this one, like I said, read the first 2 issues. This one has this character named Max Damage. He's had an epiphany on the day the Plutonian destroyed Sky City. When the Plutonian turns his back on humanity, Max Damage decides to step up. Now, Max has changed his name to Max Daring and turned from his selfish former ways to become incorruptible. So, this one starts out with Max Damage's crew on a bridge. They're going to go rob a store or a diamond exchange or something like that. And they're stopped on the bridge by police. Now, Max, in his evil ways, has 2 rules for his crew. You don't pull off a job without him. And the first rule is he's the boss. Second rule is you don't pull a job without his okay. Well, Max shows up and the police are like, oh, it's Max Damage. Try to take him out. Well, the thing is, this guy is impenetrable. He has like diamond skin. Find out in the second issue, though, it's not always the case. He has a couple hours where he is not invulnerable. But he shows up and he stops his gang. Like we jump almost kind of like how we jump right into the Plutonian being a bad guy. We jump right into this dude deciding he's going to become a hero. Here's where it gets weird with this one, though. One of the characters' names, her name is Jailbait. Yes, there's a reason her name is Jailbait. Apparently, that was Max's girlfriend. Max is not a young man, so it was kind of weird, right?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. So he ends up basically telling, like, she comes up to say something to him. He's like, "Did you all of a sudden become legal?" She's like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, we're not doing this anymore. So it's like really just out the gate. He's like, not sleeping with an underage girl anymore, which shouldn't have been doing that to begin with, but I digress. There was not doing crime. He's going to save people, all this stuff. And he ends up grabbing this captain, this police captain, kidnapping him, taking him to his lair. And he's like, well, you don't need to know where we are. And the captain himself says, aside from all the killing and stuff in your way, we have you on like hundreds of counts of statutory, is what he says to this character. He goes, I'm not about that anymore. So Jailbait basically asks him, you know, what did you find Jesus or something? And he says, well, I did kind of look into the face of an angry God, and it shows him hiding from Plutonian. So we don't know 100% what Plutonian did to make Max this way, but apparently even this guy who was a no good murderer, you know, apparently what has happened with Plutonium is so bad it made this dude want to change his ways. So like I said, I've only read the first 2 issues. I will definitely be reading more of this. I want to get through more Irredeemable first. But this one, folks, there's no build up. Both of these books just drop you pretty much into what's going on. There's no build up to him becoming a superhero or trying to be. You just drop in. He's like, I'm trying to be a superhero. That's it. There's no build up to it. He's doing it. So really interesting. And you know, if you read Mark Waid, despite what people might think of Mark Waid, fantastic writer. You know, put your thoughts of what he talks about, you know, outside your head, writing wise, comic book wise. This dude knows what he's doing. There was a time that I myself was not a big Mark Waid fan. For a little while. I was before, then I read some of his newer stuff. I wasn't really into it. I've come back around. Mark Waid knows what he's doing. So this was super cool. I can't wait to read more. It feels like you technically could start this one if you wanted to. You could read this first and then jump. Because I think other than talking about the Plutonium being evil, I don't think there's anything in here that'll stop you from reading this if you haven't read Irredeemable. At least that's how it feels to me. But yeah, again, this book, this came out in 2009. You know, it released around the same time. This cover right here is another John Cassaday cover. Rest in peace. Laura Martin was the cover colorist. Written by Mark Waid, penciled by Jean Diaz, inked by Bellardino Bravo, colored by Andrew Dahlhaus, lettered by Ed Dukeshire, and edited by Matt Gagnon from Boom Studios. So do yourself a favor, pick this up, pick up Irredeemable, read this stuff. My goodness, I had to make myself, folks. I had to make myself only read 2 issues because I knew if I didn't, it was going to be another Paper Girls fiasco where I sat there and read 11 issues in the same day. I had almost no time to do anything else. And today I kind of had a little shorter time because going to the comic shop at 3 in the afternoon and having some other running around to do. I was cutting it close today. So I was like, you know what? This is so good. I've got to make myself only read the 2 issues. Read it. Pretty sure after the show, after I get done tomorrow, I'm going to come back and read 4 issues of something, 4 issues of something else, and then like 4 or 5 issues of this. I've enjoyed this one so far. So
Boom has really come a long way in the short time they've been around.
yeah.
They have some good books.
And of course, if folks didn't notice, I'm wearing my Hydra Asylum hat. I forgot to wear it. I was gonna wear it to the comic book store today, and I forgot I had it sitting over here. I was like, "Where's my hat?" Ed just gave me that hat. Where the hell did it go? I couldn't find it, and then it was staring me in the face when I walked in the room today. So that about wraps it up for today. Y'all got anything going on?
Maybe. Wait and see. You might get a surprise ding. You might not.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well,
We're
I
in
know.
your skin. You got to figure us out.
Do what?
I said we're in your skin. You got to figure out what the hell we're doing.
Jeez.
Mm.
Anyway, folks, a little bit of a shorter show tonight. That's only because I got some stuff I got to do tomorrow, take care of tomorrow. So I'm going to cut it short, guys. Thank you, as always, for showing up. Maybe next week we read some of the books. We talk about some of the Free Comic Book Day books. See if there's anything that we're like, man, I can't wait for this series to come out. Do something like that. And I'll try to watch one of the other animated ones I hadn't watched yet. Talk about it a little bit. Of course, folks, just remind you, last book on the list, East to West. I was going to pull up the wheel, but I was like, well, the wheel's just one big blue thing that says East to West. So East to West will be the last book that I talk about. On
That would have
list.
actually been funny.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I was like, should I spin it? I mean, will it even spin?
Will it spin?
Yeah. I don't want to do that. What are you doing? Ooh. I almost ended the show by accident. There we go.
Now that would have been funny.
Yeah. Peace. Let's see. Share screen. I just want to see. I want to see if the thing will even spin. Come on, where you at? There we go.
Place your money, folks. Place your money. What's it going to fall?
Oh goodness. Let's see. We're gonna shuffle it a couple times.
Would it be funny if it just popped up in the middle of it? Seriously?
Right.
Oh, it is gonna spin. It is gonna spin. That's crazy. That way it also clears. It also clears. Woo! East to West.
Hey, woo!
What a surprise.
Oh, that's
Who'd have
nuts.
thunk it? That was awesome.
It was not on my bingo card today.
There we go. Blank. I haven't even. I should have counted. I lost count of what I read for the list, so should have counted to see how many books I started out with. I thought it was like 15 or 20, but I've read a lot of stuff. Yeah, read a lot of stuff. So that's going to end it, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys out. See you in the back room. If I
Later.
can come on, where you at? There we go. There we go. All right. Like I said, just a short show today. Wanted to talk about Free Comic Book Day and comics giveaway day. That's gonna take me a while before I get a handle on that. It's still new, but wanted to show off stuff we got, stuff we picked up outside of the free comics and stuff we got sent in. Really wish Sean could have been here tonight because Sean got something really cool in from Dynamite. We'll have to show that off a separate time. As always, folks, if you hung around this long, if you just stopped in for a few minutes, say hello. Always appreciate it. Try to do this every Saturday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. First time here, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You catch me the rest of the week on the experience. Where's I gotta find my little thing. Wow. Right there. Scan that, takes you to the EXP Live, where we have comic stuff all week, folks. Talk shows, sales shows, There's a Friday night art show with Nick Barucci. FOC shows that have many of the people, the stuff I picked up today. We've had people from Bad Idea on. We've had people from Ignition Press on. So be sure you check that out. Get you some more comic stuff throughout the week. But aside from all that, folks, always appreciate everybody showing up. Want you to do me a favor. Want you to have a great rest of your night, great rest of your weekend, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
We talked about everything that makes us hum. Hail Hydra Asylum, hail Hydra Asylum. From trailers, comics, news, and more, we'll give you what you're looking for. Hail Hydra Asylum, hail, 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 hail Hydra Asylum.
Hail Hydra.